Hello everyone, welcome. As seen on the title, this video will talk about formulation of objective. In this video, we will get to know about the definition of formulation of objective, the importance of objective in English for specific purpose subject, the type of objective in teaching English for specific purpose subject, and the steps on formulative objective. I am Alya Rani Pinasti with NPM 2019 500-200, and let's start to the topic. What is formulation of objective? Objective is the most important part in learning English for specific purpose subject. In formulation of objective, we are trying to address a fundamental question: what is the purpose of teaching this course? In other words, what our students need to achieve as a result of having studied the course. In learning objective, we'll define other learning aspects such as a learning material, learning media, learning activities, and evaluation. And also allows teacher to create how it's like of the course is going to be about.
I am Morinda Qonita. Next material about importance of objective in ESP. Why it is important? In ESP learning, the aspect of objective is very important because objectives are an integral part of the teaching process and are important for effective teaching. Objectives basically describe the knowledge, skills, and attitudes we expect ESP learner to acquire after studying the course. With goals or objective, ESP learner designer or ESP tutors can think of approach, methods, strategies that can be used in delivering lesson so that learner goals are achieved. In addition, designing ESP learner material makes it possible to understand what ESP learners really need and why they need it. Next, types of objective in teaching ESP. According to Best Document 2040, propose 5 types of objective in teaching ESP that are: first, to reveal subject-specific language use. The first objective aims to describe how language use in the target area to the students. This objective is linked to the linguistic knowledge objective and to a lesser extent the cultural knowledge objective in term categorization. Teaching oriented to this objective aims to show how English is used in the target environment and to impart to students the knowledge about it that has been revealed by linguistic research in the field. Second, to develop target performance competencies. The second objective aims to explain to the students the communicative competencies needed in their specific area. The link between need analysis and teaching to develop target performance competencies is straightforward. Need analysis reveals the demands and expectations of the target environment. And ESP teaching sets out to help students meet those demands to the level of competency expected. Course could be developed around the communicative events in which ESP student would be engaged in their target environment. Need analysis was used to identify communicative events occurring routinely in the target workplace and the speech aids they involve. Third, to teach underlying knowledge. The third objective aims at making the break between the linguistic proficiency and knowledge and understanding of word-related the disciplinary concepts. Example of the implementation of ESP to teach underlying knowledge about ESP course for tourism. The aim of these courses is to provide the learners with certain undefined level or a situation where the language is going to be utilized. Considering the international tourism and hospitality, English will give a smooth path to aid the tourism employees to meet up with their professional. linguistic recruitment in a satisfactory manner, and finally to improve the quality service in international tourism. In ESP course, appropriate and related teaching materials are required to be designed and prepared based on the varied employee status. Mastering English for tourism purpose provides the individuals with the linguistic tools needed for traveling or for working in a variety of chosen professions in tourism and hospitality sectors. Next, fourth, to develop strategic competence. The fourth objective appears based on Douglas' model of specific purpose language ability. There are three parts of ESP ability: 1. Language knowledge, 2. Background knowledge, and 3. Strategic competence. The objective of to develop basic competence refers to the ability of the students to relate the external situational concepts and the internal language and background knowledge. Teaching ESP to students who have workplace and professional experience or who have experience in study in their disciplines may aim to develop the students' strategic competence. The intent is to bring to the surface the knowledge of the subject area that the students already have and to create opportunities for the students to actually this knowledge in the target language. And the last, to foster critical awareness. Interaction with the aim of raising students' critical awareness will involve discussing with students how norms and communicative practice in the target environments become established, encouraging students to critique any negative aspect, and making them aware of ways to try to change or modify the situation so as to position themselves better in relation to it. It can be argued that unless teachers raise students' awareness of the negative aspect, they may be choosing compliance for them. This objective can be linked to the cultural knowledge and effective objective in STEM classification. It may also be considered an effective objective because teaching seeks to change the way students feel about themselves and to improve their perception of their status in relation to members of target environments and discourse communities. Anything an ESP course will concern and focus to the instructional objective formulated of the course should reflect the intended learning outcomes at the end of the lesson. According to Valen and Nathan, these are expressed in terms of behavioral objective which has the following dimensions: 1. The students as the subject, 2. Action verb that defines behavior or performance to be learned, 3. Condition under which the students will demonstrate what is learned, and last, the minimum level of performance required after instruction.
Hello, my name is Annisa Andianti. Thank you, Morinda. Today I'm going to explain about 3 steps on formulating objectives. The first one is start writing the objectives in the form of a phrase. For example, like, at the end of this course, the students will be able to. In this form of the phrase, we can write what kind of students that will be able to do after the students learn this ESP. The second one is connect the phrase with appropriate action verb. The action verb must be clear, measurable, and observable. We can use one of the action verbs stated on the list above. Here's the revised Bloom's taxonomy action verbs. You can read in the page 94. And the last one is conclude the objectives with the criteria that the students will be doing when achieving the objectives. For example, like appropriately, well, correctly, etc. The next one is ABCD method. It is proposed by Jordan, Dijraf, and Dijraf, cited in Carr and Hardin 2010. ABCD stands for the initial characteristics of good learning objectives. A is for audience. A good learning objective should explicitly state the target audience of the lesson. B is for behavior. Behavior refers to the work to be accomplished by the students. The behavior must be observable and measurable. C is for condition. A good learning objective should state the condition in which the students will be expected to perform the task. The last one is D. It is 4-degree. It refers to answer the question, how will the behavior need to be performed? The last one is conclusion. What actually can we conclude from this material? From this material, we learned that formulation of objectives in ESP is about formulating the goals of ESP learning to decide other learning features and to clarify the student's need in studying ESP. By formulating the objectives of ESP, it will create a clear picture for the courses and will be easier to be understood the reasons of ESP learning. Alright, that's all from our group. Thank you for your attention.